Okay, I'm losing track of which part these are. This is part 3 or 4. I'll count later. Session 2, I'm still on session 2 with Mr. Smoke, starting Mr. Smoke under saddle. We're at the point I put the saddle up, threw the saddle up on him once. He took off, didn't like that. I hadn't prepared him good enough for that, so I had to do some more. And frankly, he has had less work than most horses at this point. But partly because he is pretty darn good natured, not full of fear, and I feel like he's been well handled. Which means everything will be easier for him to learn than a horse that isn't easygoing, that has steady state high anxiety just standing there, or a horse that hasn't been well handled or handled at all. What you doing? Go in there. There's a balancing act here. If I put too much pressure on him, I want him. Oh, he found some old hay. I want him to make his own decision to get in the trailer. It's always better when you decide to do something. Well, sometimes you can't take that final leap. Sometimes you need that little push. So, if there's a close, if you push too hard, the anxiety's too high, and they can't make the decision, they're going to come running out with their hair on fire instead of going in the trailer. So there's a balancing point of the right amount of pressure, and you got to find that point of the right amount of pressure will cause him to step in. Not enough, he doesn't step in. Too much, he also doesn't step in. He actually spins and takes off because it's too much pressure and he's not ready to go in. Well, I guess I'm going to need my lariat to put enough pressure on him. He takes pressure quite well. That was the right amount of pressure. He can stay in there as little or as long as he wants. He can come running out, don't care. It's about doing what I asked him to do, which was get in the trailer. What happens after that just doesn't matter. Concentrate on the thing you're teaching. I'm teaching him to get in trailer. He did. I want this to be a great learning experience, which means he needs time to soak on the entire episode of this is where it started. I had my head in the trailer. He started coming at me, da-da-da-da-da. I didn't like that. I walked away twice. He turned me back toward it, and I decided maybe I should get in the trailer. Maybe I want to get in the trailer. I'm getting in the trailer. All on his own. Good boy. Good boy. I know. That was really cool. Now I'm asking myself, this session's supposed to be about getting him tacked up and me getting on him. I'm asking myself, do I want to divert this for a few minutes here and practice him going in that trailer? Or do I just want to leave that be? I mean, normally, once a horse volunteers something like that, I repeat that so they can experience that decision a couple times in a row, 3 times. That's the magic number with horses and behaviors. 3 times. They need to do something. Good job. You're looking at Speedy and the asses, aren't you? So, good. There's a lick and chew. Finally. Okay, I'm going to come down here with you too. I think I'm going to send him in. Just be a couple minutes, diversion. I'll get back to tacking him up. Good job. I'm very proud of you, Mr. Smoke. And so he's leaving me. He's done learning. There's no further learning that's going to take place there. So, interesting where he's going. He might think, maybe there's more hay in there. And there is. You're okay. Because he's licking and chewing, I quit. So this one, it's hard for him to go in again, which means that wasn't a pleasant experience for him when he got in. He's like, oh crap, what am I doing in here? That's okay. Ah, 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 ah. Aha. So that was definitely the case. He did not enjoy his trailer experience. He regrets that he went in. That's okay. You can see how his left turns are getting better. See that left lead again. Good left lead. All right, left leg does look wonky even in his left lead. Definitely need to play back this video. Put it in slow-mo and see what's going on. Ah! Okay, so rewind and watch as he started shutting his canter down. He switched his hind end lead back. He stayed on his right front lead, but as he was slowing down, he switched his back end legs around. So he's got a weakness or something in that left hind. Weakness, an SI joint not working right, could even be the sacrum, soleus, whatever. There's a bunch of things in that joint up in that hip. And for whatever reason, it's not working as loose as it should be. So I got to file that away. I don't want to do a lot of work on sitting on this horse unless I can do some physical therapy and free that up. But we'll see. I got to call up my osteo vet or a osteopathic vet. Maybe get an appointment for him. There's his lick and chew. Okay, so come on. I'm gonna go see how you feel about a saddle right now. He's feeling a lot better to me in terms of his responsiveness, his anxiety level, our relationship where he thinks his number is vis-a-vis me. His behavior is improving pretty good. So I'll interview him and see if he needs more work before this or not. And you might say, well, just put a halter on him with a lead line, throw the saddle on. Nope. If he will not accept this saddle, he has anxiety over it being on him, how do you think he's going to feel about me getting in that saddle? Learning is not high anxiety. There might be some high anxiety in the middle of it, sure. But I want to do my best to teach him the best he can learn. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Saved my saddle. Okay, he's not ready yet. If I was smart about now, sometimes they just need repetition. And with that heavy saddle, it's not a lot of fun for me. So sometimes the smart thing is go get a 8 or 10 pound synthetic saddle and throw it on him a billion times. There you go. Come on. Good. Lick and chew. What I did there was I got his feet moving to give him the idea to come to me. If he'll walk up to me with me holding the saddle, it's a decision of his. It's important for him to make the decision versus me. He's struggling. There it is. Good. Good. Now notice he didn't come all the way up to me. Every other time he comes all the way up to me, drops his head down, messes with my hat. I'm going to wait for it. See what he can. He's licking and chewing, so he still has anxiety. He's trying to get rid of it. This running block is hot. No, I'm sorry I sat on it. The sun is baking really nice. Ouch. Good boy. Good. 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 You're okay. I need to be careful with my timing here, because if I got up right now and put this saddle on him, there's proximity of time. If when he walked up here, I got up and put this saddle on, I would be punishing his behavior from his perspective of walking up to him because he doesn't want the saddle on yet, or it causes him anxiety. He can't. He's having trouble accepting it this second. So I want to put this on him, but I don't want to do it as soon as he walks up to me. I need a little time to go by here so he doesn't associate him coming to me with me putting the saddle on him. And matter of fact, the next thing I'll probably do is get up and walk around him, maybe in each direction one time, carrying the saddle to create a little break. And also to make sure that he's comfortable with the saddle behind him. I noticed the last go around, when you put this behind his drive line up on his back, it's driving him forward. It's anxiety behind his drive line, pressure. So I need to come back here and him not to move forward. See how he's moving forward right there? So I need to be able to walk around him without him moving forward before he can tell me I can take that saddle on my back. And why is this important? Because when I get on this horse, I want it to be a non-event. Oh, this is a heavy saddle. You can see how I'm carrying it, by the way. There's no upper body strength really required, although it's putting a lot of tension on my elbow and shoulder right there for holding it up in the air. But most of the weight's on my right hip. Why am I doing this? I think more for me than him. Good. 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 There's a lick and chew. Got a rear leg cocked. He's starting to feel better about things. You're okay. So when I got up right there, his head turned both directions, which means he feels he's clearing a direction. He's looking both ways before he steps. He's making sure the path is clear in either direction to decide which way he's going, which means he's thinking about going somewhere, which means he has the need to go somewhere. So this go around, I think I'm going to pause here, take the pad off, throw the pad back on, maybe touch him with the saddle. It's okay. Okay. Maybe walk around behind him, not get kicked. Maybe stand over here. Maybe take the saddle pad on and off from over here. Go around here. Nope. Now, he has more feelings about this than most of my unbroke horses I put saddles on. Usually at this point in their training, they don't have any trouble accepting the saddle. So, there's a possibility he's already been taught to be afraid. And I'm sorry to say, Tom, I have no idea how things went. I know you said he had a saddle on and he was grazing in the yard. That's great. I'm glad. But whatever process you did to put the saddle on him at first may have scared him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. I could be completely wrong. But I can tell you that this individual right now is less accepting than other horses at this point in my experience, which every horse is individual, and that's okay. Lots of licking and chewing. So I'm thinking, how can I make this easier for him? I need to either insert some steps, need to work his feet a little bit more. He's pretty happy to be with me. He's pretty happy with the blanket and the pad. So maybe what I want to do is get a smaller, lighter saddle with less stuff on it, like a little English saddle with no stirrups, and see if he can accept that. And move up to the bigger saddle. He needs more stairs put in. I'm asking him to climb up 10-foot tall stairs right now. And he's saying 10 foot's too tall a stair for me. I need shorter steps. Could you carve some 1 foot tall steps in those stairs for me, please? That's what he's saying. So I guess I should come turn off the video camera while I go get an English saddle. And yes, I ride English, Western, and bareback. I train mostly Western, and the reason is the Western saddle is designed for rider lateral stability. What that means is, if the horse moves left or right, it's easier for me to stay centered in this saddle than it is an English saddle. Depending on the kind of English saddle, whether you're talking a dressage saddle, which has more rider lateral stability than a little postage stamp jumping saddle that's flat and not much to it. English saddles are generally built for longitudinal stability, And of course, if you're on a cow horse jinking left and right, you need lateral stability. You need to stay centered in that saddle and stay out of the horse's way while they do their job. So if you're going to get on problem horses or silly horses that might be moving in odd ways that they normally wouldn't be moving in, you might want to do that in a good Western saddle that's sturdy and has good leather and good latigos and good cinch. The other reason I do this is you'll see when I do put it on them, I put a breast collar and an aft cinch on. That's worst case. The only more worst case than that is putting a saddlebag on. I don't put saddlebags on an unbroke horse because it's guaranteed to buck. And I don't want them to buck. I want to teach them not to buck. So I will introduce saddlebags, but with a breast collar and an aft cinch on a Western saddle, that's more gear than any other situation generally most people are going to have. So I want to desensitize them to the worst case. Okay, so Mr. Smoke, if you'll stand here for just a minute, I'm going to turn off the camera and go fetch an English saddle. I want to make this easier for him, not harder. Now, if that doesn't work, then I just got to move him around more until he goes, this guy doesn't want me to move. I'm not going to move till he tells me to. But it's okay. He's telling me right now how he feels, and he's telling me I've got a lot of anxiety. I can't take that. I need to know that. So, and let's see. 26 minutes. Okay. Stand by for the next part.